How lethal is one of these? Could it work for home defense? I'm from a country where firearms are almost impossible to get, but these are not regulated. Yeah, it's good. Buy a spear too, and maybe a Bowie knife as well. A spear? To throw? To lunge and jab at an invader and keep him at bay. Could it work for home defense? No. Bows got nerfed after the Battle of Agincourt, and they can't really kill people anymore. The TTK is too low for actual play. Battle of Agincourt? 1415? The compound bows are way more powerful, and they were invented in the 60s. The crossbow is better in every way, but yes, the bow can work. You're only getting one shot though. Could it work for home defense? Indoor bows are very cumbersome. If the limb slaps a door frame or a wall or whatever on release, it will pull the bow out of your grip. Like most of non-firearm weapons aren't strictly deadly with access to modern hospitals, you don't just need to hit them. You need to make sure no one calls an ambulance for at least 15 minutes, or cut their head off. They'll still fuck you up really bad, but man, the amount of times someone's being arrested saying they killed someone and nuh-uh, they got to a hospital in maybe an hour and they just pumped all the blood back into them. Could it work? Yes, as pointed out already, there are issues with it being cumbersome. However, if you practice it around your house for various home defense situations, it could be used, even effectively. It will depend upon your experience and skill. And one advantage that could be significant, if you end up in a court defending yourself for using one, you can make a case that you are both a hunter and skilled hobbyist who is into archery. It just happens that this was the closest weapon you had available when the home invader threatened your life. Using hunting broadheads is easier to justify if you have actual hunting credibility, such as previous permits, etc. Makes it much less of a perception problem that you plan to murder another human being given any manufactured opportunity. Same case can be made for a baseball bat, but gets harder for specialized weapons such as spears. I don't really recommend it, but it's not as retarded as it's being made out in this thread, so long as you prepare ahead of time with skills and a solid cover story. Watch Ranch Fairy. 500 grain or more single-edged broadheads will full pass through any large game, including a better than 50-50 chances of popping straight through the thick bone, at relevant distances, and would absolutely put a skinwalker on its ass. Crossbow reloads are impractical, where OP Pick can have follow-up arrows on tap immediately, holding spares in the other unused released fingers. Further, per 70 pounds draw moose and on above, velocity is an absolute meme with arrows when it's entirely on broadhead, grain/single edge, and FOC, assuming very close distance. Even lower draw weight compound bows will be perfectly adequate. No one is getting a second shot off with a bow inside a single room's distance. I saw a guy die as a result of being hit with an arrow. I was a deputy sheriff. About 10 years ago, we got a call for an injured hunter. 75-year-old man was hunting with his adult son. The old man was walking from one blind to another while the son was up in a tree stand. The son heard his dad walking and assumed it was a deer. It was a weird angle, and because of the way the dad was walking, the arrow ended up going through both of his legs. It was a rural area. It took us about 15 minutes to get to the trailhead and then another 10 minutes to get into the woods. The old man bled out pretty much immediately when we arrived. That broadhead did a ton of damage. And that's why you don't go shooting just at sounds.
Your ham and grease. How long will I have to wait? Standing at the station gate. Broken hearted, gotta get started.